This took me longer to get situated than I anticipated. I was gonna try to do earlier. That didn't happen. Let's see. Gotta get situated. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. What I feel like I'm very chaotic, but this is DSI music. It tends to be my default. Lately. Because it doesn't give me copyright troubles. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing while I get this situated? I just put in my eye drops so like my eyes are blurry. That's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see what the heck I'm doing. Okay. All right. That is situated. I feel like, oh gosh, I need to play catch up. Catch up? I need to play catch up. Is my audio good, by the way? I'm like mumbling. I am mumbling. Yippee! I just it's been taking me a second to get situated because I feel like every time I forget how to do this. So I just did little doodads. Make sure this is deafened. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is different. Where's the share screen? Okay, hold on. I will. Oh, no. Don't do that. Okay, screen. All right, how are the peoples? While I situate this, they remove the button. Default? Okay, it's in a different place now. All right. Yeah, I feel like there's been things happening. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know when the last thingamajig was. I don't remember how to do this. I haven't been streaming very much. I have to remember how to multitask. My brain is so soupy lately. Yeah, job derogatory. Job positive, but also job derogatory. What do I want to do? What do I want to work on first? What is easiest for me to kind of wind in here? Things that just have some flats, maybe. This is basically because everything I'm working on is like not super YouTube friendly. I tried to like censor some things before I got in here, just like threw some bars up, but this is just gonna be a test to what I can get away with because we're just reaching that point in the story where things are happening. So yeah, no, I feel that hard because I've just kind of been doing non-stop appointments and tribble stuff, and that has been eating up all of my time. Yeah, job is forever pain. Job is pain, absence of job is pain. Yeah. Look at, like, I don't even know how much of this I can really talk about because basically the government's doing stuff that is changing all of this insurance, all of the insurance rules and all these the disability rules, and they're trying to take everything away. So I've been having to deal with that and going to a bunch of doctors and trying to get everything situated and professional and done so that they can officially say I'm disabled, but nobody wants to work with each other. So it's just like a lot of different people that I have to see, that I have to get on the same page, and nobody even really knows what to do yet because they don't have the like official rules yet, and it's it's a mess. Trying not to lose my insurance in January, and it takes like 6 months to get a doctor's appointment, so it's like, you know. Also, Tribble is still sick. I think she's getting better, but also I don't want to say anything too, because she'll like get better for a little bit and then she'll get worse, so like I don't want to be like she's 100% because she's not, and I feel like I don't want to jinx it, but like she's okay. She's stable for now, but I still have to give her medicine like 4 times a day, like so that also eats up a lot of time. Oh no, not the AC. Not the AC. You live in it's hot here, but I imagine it's way hotter there. It's hopefully better schedule. Oh no, not the vaccine reaction. Oh no. I just had to cancel Strudel's vaccines because I didn't want to give her a vaccine while she's still sick, because that seems like a recipe for disaster. So we're holding off on those. Happy birthday to sibling dog. But yeah, it's been challenging. A lot of it I don't feel like I can really talk about. But I've been having to dig up old medical records, and it's hella traumatic. Because I forgot how many doctors are just like evil. Because I have to look at all these reports, and it's like, What the heck, man? I forgot you said that about me. I forgot we have beef. I forgot I have to send this beef to the government. I have to send like 10 years of cumulative beef, and then they have to sort out what is the beef and what is legitimate. Because I'm not allowed to directly send the records. They have to send them. But oh yeah, I was so close to wanting to doing Art Fight, but I don't have enough references. I did start making references, but I suck so bad at references. And I just want to finish these 2 goddamn chapters. And then I can do whatever after I finish these 2 chapters, but I just want to finish these 2 chapters because it's been 2 years. And it needs to be done. I need to be done and over with it, and I need to start the next chapter. So I need to finish these. And honestly, I think it's going to take me at least until the end of the year, but I have to just rise and grind with this. Yeah, I don't know why they had there's so much beef. So much beef that I had forgotten about. I forgot how bad, like, I had like a whole evaluation done, and I forgot how crazy it was. I forgot that she recommended Autism Speaks as a place I go to for resources. I forgot she, like, basically said that I over-reported my symptoms, but also said that the test results matched my, like, reported ability, but that she thought I was just too emotional. She thought my problems were emotional, but I'm like, okay, that's also a mental health problem, girl, so can, like, if you think I'm too emotional to do things, and I'm not actually, this is not actually my level of ability, can we maybe get something for that? But no, she was just, it was a mess. It was such a mess. And now I have to send that to the government. Frankly, I thought I was underreporting my symptoms because I didn't want to get thrown in the loony bin. But okay. Okay. And I also need to fight insurance because, like, what it is like, I got this genetics diagnosis, and they're like, it explains some things, but not everything, and I really think you got something else genetically going on that's fucked up with you. So we want to do more genetic testing, but your insurance keeps rejecting it because they keep saying it's not necessary, and we already did, like, the basic genetic testing, so why do we need to do the fancy genetic testing? But it's because I look fucked up. It's because I look fucked up genetically. It's because if you look at me and my family members, there's something going on. There's something going on in the genetics department, so I have to do more genetics testing, which is easy. Genetics testing is the easiest testing because you just spit in a tube. That's totally fine. I'll spit in tubes all day. But they just have to do it. And they don't want to do it because it's like $5,000, but I'm like not allowed to pay for it because of insurance nonsense. I can't afford it anyway. I'm not allowed to have $5,000. My insurance says I'm not allowed to have more than $2,000 in my bank account, so I'm not allowed to have $5,000. So if I have $5,000 to pay for the test, I lose my insurance. It's just because I don't have $5,000. But if I did, then they remove my insurance anyway. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Exactly. I would love if this seems like you know, Star Trek. I wish everything was like Star Trek medical, where they have like, they just kind of shoot you with that little air thing, the hypo. This looks like a weird hair thing. Yeah, refs, refs are so tough. I'm so bad at references. But I really need to do them. Yeah, it's such bullshit. Insurance is such a nightmare. Like, why is it like this? I mean, it's not like this in other countries, but in the US of A, it's just, oh my god. But I have to do all this stuff to keep my health insurance because I can't afford to lose it because I have like $3,000 a month of medical bills because shit's crazy expensive for no reason. Why do I pay $8 for a gravity bag? That's stupid. Piece of plastic that I have to throw away after one time. But yeah, I feel like that's not super fun to talk about, so we're doing boys kissing. Again. For 2 years. Yeah, it's like, what are you paying for? What are we paying for? How come you work hard job and then they're like, actually some of this is mine, and also you don't get health care? How does that work? I mean, I have been using dictation because I like can't, my hands are all fucked up. I'm learning a lot of these things are iron related, and that is why I get so, because you guys have, if y'all have been here for the times that I have been streaming, you may notice that I get really out of breath at the end of stream usually, and then I have to leave. That's because my ferritin is 13. And if you don't know what that means, it's an iron thing, and it's supposed to be 50. So I just like don't have enough blood. I lose too much blood and I don't have enough. So it makes me out of breath. And it also, I think it makes me like shake, like my hands get all shaky. And I thought it felt kind of like low blood sugar, but I guess it's low iron. But I get all shaky and everything kind of tenses up. It's hard to grip stuff. But I just get tired and out of breath. Brain cloud. Brain cloud would simultaneously be amazing and also be hell, because nobody wants my thoughts. Nobody wants those. I got OCD. It's just kind of a onslaught going on in there. Yeah, I mean, iron is a good thing to check. Iron is a good thing to check on when you have the ability. But I have this, I don't typically talk about because it is gender related, but I lose a fuck ton of blood pretty often. And I lose too much blood and then I can't replace it in time. And that's not related to like ferritin specifically, but like that, for me, that is what causes it. So now I have to take iron every day forever. And it's hard to remember sometimes. And also it doesn't work right away. You need to like be taking iron for weeks to months for it to like start working right. And also I'm actively losing too much blood at the same time, so it takes a long time. Yeah, I can't like function as a person. That is one of my many problems. One of my many problems. Yeah, too many things. Too many things happening. I always feel really silly, especially now that I have to like sort out like, okay, what are the symptoms that I'm I forgot. I'm gonna zoom out and it's gonna be like well, that's a lot. That's a lot happening. the heck was I got real distracted by that. Instant ban. Good evening. Good evening. Oh. Yeah, but I try to think of like, okay, what are my actual issues, and try to list them out and be like, what are my symptoms that affect me in my day-to-day life? And it's like, it's too many slices. It's too many slices, and it sounds ridiculous. And a lot of it is just autism, but like autism doesn't count for these things because the US does not consider autism a disability. But I think it's more disabling than the physical things I've got going on, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest. Like, how do I explain? I need to draw boys kissing, or else I will explode. That's a symptom. You know, that's a symptom. Truly the American dream. This is what they want. This is what they want you to do. My problem is I have a fight response, so I need to not be in bad situations, because then I have a fight response and I'm like not allowed to do that. So you're not allowed to yell at the customers no matter how much you want to. You're not supposed to, though, even if they're being stupid. I know it's so tricky because so many things have like overlapping symptoms, because one thing can be so many things, even like something like fatigue. So many things can cause that. Yeah, last day of Pride, we're drawing boys kissing. Quick before YouTube bans me. Okay. YouTube won't ban me for drawing boys kissing. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just being silly. I don't know what I don't know. I might be demonetized, but they won't ban me. Not for this page, anyway. Yeah, desk job is definitely better than being on the front lines, but job is job, unfortunately. Yeah, no, nauseating degree is very real. My problem is for me a nauseating degree is like more than once a week, and I usually have to do more than once a week, so I be yelling. Mostly at home, but yeah, exactly. Exactly. But no, I still be here. Please, I know go away in July. What is this little piece? Ash, baby. What is the... Is it... Oh, because I have... Alright. What? Oh god, yeah. I tried and then I put them in socks because I couldn't do it. Put those grippers away. They're just so hard to draw. I can only draw feet from like the side. Any other angle, any kind of front facing angle, I'm so lost. I don't know what to do. Yeah, no, honestly I get it. Honestly, I get it. I literally like there's so many times, like, I mean, there's not a lot of spicy scenes, but if I ever have to do a spicy scene or just a scene where they're naked, I try to keep their socks on in most like he takes his shirt and his pants off in this episode. Socks are on. I'm not taking the socks off. I don't know how to do the toes. Oh, that's right. I gotta do his little. Whatever these things are called. Yeah, socks are on, so I didn't have to. The socks stay on. Oh, oh. I can't do it. The other thing I can't, I made Cat his preference to like physical contact is holding hands, and I can't fucking draw holding hands because I can't take my own references, and there's only so many references that exist. They're all in like the sort of generic poses, and I need things that are at different angles, and I be fighting those hands so hard. I'm debating getting like one of those mannequin hands just to have a second hand to do stuff with. Because I can't do it, man. See, I feel like creature feet are easy. I feel like I could do paws because they're just kind of you can be squishy with it. Human feet got a lot going on. They're like hands but fucked up. And I don't like it. See, I can do hands if it's just like one hand. But once they have to be like connected, once they have to overlap, I get lost. I'm lost. I don't know why the thumbs are. I don't know where the thumbs are. I don't know what direction we're going in. I am confusion. I'm confusion. Oh, I don't know if that's. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's easier or harder. To be fair though, you do be doing sea creatures anyway. I feel like you have a lot of fish people. Bare feet. Goodness gracious. Okay, now we can put the colors on. I haven't drawn him at my desk in forever. feet. Mayhaps cursed. Exactly. Too many fingers, too many different ways. I get confused. I don't know what side what is supposed to be on. Even, honestly, just people interacting in general. Like, this I have a hard time with. Where they're like... I have to get their size. I feel like I get their sizes wrong all the time. When they have to be enmeshed, I have a hard time. But also that's like, I want them to be enmeshed. Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard. I spent so long on this. Exactly. Oh my god. This is why I'm struggling so much with this particular episode, because I have them just like in a pile, and like I love them being in a pile, but having to draw like 6 people just all clumped together in a pile. It's so hard. Oh my goodness. I feel like color's my strong suit, in that like I feel like that's the thing that people always reference when they reference my style is color. But honestly, I kind of just be doing whatever. I feel like it's somewhere in there. I have color theory deep in my brain somewhere. But if I'm being real, I use a lot of overlays. I use a lot of overlays. You're missing a sleeve. You're missing a sleeve, sir. But yeah, color's fun. I relate to that. I relate to that. I mean, this is why I feel like I'm so stuck. I'm so stuck on this episode, because 14 is hard, but I feel like 15 is really killing me. Oh yeah. Yeah, the EDS makes things harder, because that was the, oh my god, I can't say fucking words. I wanted to give Mortem like the dysautonomia, like POTS EDS autism combo, but it's very hard. I don't know how to draw him with his foot behind his leg. I don't know how to draw him squishy like that. AO3 in the 2026. I haven't been on AO3 in ages. Are there still bangers over there? I feel like I need good fanfiction recommendations. I don't even know for what fandom. Just I feel like there will be a random fanfiction for a random fandom that is like the most stunning thing you've ever read, and like I don't know anything about these characters, but why is this so beautiful? Give me one of those. Give me one of those, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I need more Miami Vice fanfiction to exist, because I don't think a lot of it does. Oh, zoomed out too far. This is what they're like, though. Because, I mean, I made him a little bigger, actually, because it was so hard. But Mortem is 5'2", Cat is 6'2", so they're exactly 1 foot apart. But Cat is like 180 pounds, and then Mortem is like 80 pounds. It's like so there's a lot more of a weight discrepancy. But also I put Mortem in baggy clothes a lot. Sometimes it just be like that. Sometimes you just have a character and you're like, I can't. How the fuck do I draw you? I made you. Why can't you look the way you look in my head? Why can't you look the way you look in my head? Oh my god, I'm already getting out of breath. It's been like, what? It's been like 30 minutes? It's been 30 minutes and they want me to work 80 hours? Oh my god. Biblically accurate. I feel like it took me like 10 years to be able to draw the boys right. Webtoons is okay. But like, I mean, Webtoons is where all the people are at. There are pros and cons to that. There are pros and cons to that. I have been more of a Comic Fury fan these days. I don't really like scroll comics in general. I'm more of a panel comic fan. But you can post scroll comics on Comic Fury as well. It's a smaller community, but I feel like people are nicer. And also you can post whatever you want. Webtoons is very strict. This whole episode is gonna have to be so censored over there. Because even though it's marked as mature, they don't let you post anything mature. But Comic Fury, you can post whatever the heck you want. Anything goes. But you can post anything in the comments on Webtoon. Luckily, there's better moderation systems now. But people just be having slurs as their username on Webtoon. It's crazy. You can technically, but you need to have a lot of subscribers. I don't actually know what it is for Canvas. You need to have, I think you need to have like 100,000 views a month or something to monetize, and then you get like nickels and dimes. Because I technically beat the subscriber threshold, but you need like a view threshold also. Comic Fury isn't monetized, but you can post your own ads there. So like if you want to have your own sidebar ad, you can just do that at any point. Because it's just like you're making your own HTML site and then hosting it there. So you could monetize Comic Fury with like no subs, technically, but you have to do it yourself. Webtoons will do it for you, but you need like 100,000 views, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because like it's like you don't I checked off I did things the right way. I probably shouldn't have, but well, like I checked everything off. I was like, you know, there's alcohol use, there's spicy things, but not too spicy because I can't post those. Can't post anybody naked, even though it's like marked as 18 plus. It can have no nudity whatsoever. Yeah, no, I vouch for Comic Fury a lot, honestly. It's really, you have like full customization. They have like their own, it's not algorithmic at all, so you just search things or you just see what's most recent to like find other people's comics. And you can sort by like category and stuff, but there is no, it's not algorithm based at all. There's like a forum on there where people be chatting about their comics. It's fun. It's a good community. Webtoon kind of feels like hell by comparison, but it is where more of the people are. Comic Fury is definitely more of a smaller, tight knit community. You're not gonna get like massive on Comic Fury the way you could theoretically on Webtoon. And they are anti AI on Comic Fury, so there's no AI comics there. And Webtoons has been dipping their toes in that shit, so that is another factor as well. Yeah, well, the thing is that Webtoons is just incredibly picky because, like, I've read comics on Webtoon that break every one of their rules, but it's because they're being paid by Webtoon directly. They're like an official Webtoon creator. And if you're an official Webtoon creator, then you can get away with posting gore and nudity and like all of that stuff. But if you're an independent creator and you're just posting yourself on Canvas, then you can't. So it's not even that they're trying to be family friendly, it's that they're trying to be advertiser friendly, so they will only let you post that kind of stuff if you're going through them directly and you like work for their company. And you're like under contract. Yeah, it's favoritism, but it's also just advertisers, because they can't realistically check every person on the platform. So they only allow people to post that kind of stuff if you're working for them, and they pay nickels and dimes if you work for them. They're not, it's you could, I mean, you could look this up, but it's like the pay is like less than minimum wage for basically just nonstop grueling work if you actually work for Webtoon directly, because you have to get episodes out weekly. I mean, I haven't been on TikTok in a while, so I cannot say by comparison. Like, I posted the other day, I just kind of go every, like, once in a few months, I'll just, like, post some more and then delete the app from my phone, because I've lost privileges to freely have that app. I can't do it. I will scroll forever because it knows exactly what to show me, and I can't have that kind of power. But I don't really know what it's been like over there lately. Like, I posted today on Webtoon and I got a comment and I was excited about it, and it was just a spam comment, and I was like, oh. God damn it. I think there is technically, but you can't edit on there. You just have to like post a finished video, and I like to see what the like trending sounds and stuff are, because I am not up to date on what everyone is listening to. Because you can only use TikTok Studio if it's totally pre-edited, and you just like post it as is. Yeah, basically. It's just like an upload button. I mean, you can view like your stats and stuff, but like that's kind of it. You can like schedule uploads and you can view your stats, but you can't actually do any editing on it. Which is silly. But it's because they want you on the app. But also, with Comic Fury versus Webtoon, Webtoons does have a moderation system, so you can like block people and delete comments now, which you couldn't do before. I'm so glad they added that because otherwise it was truly just a Wild West before. But people can still make new accounts on Webtoon, and Comic Fury lets you do a full IP ban if you get a weirdo. I've got one weirdo only that I've had to do that with. Webtoons, there's a lot more weirdos because there's a lot more people. But you can do a full IP ban on Comic Fury if someone's being weird, which is really cool. You don't want to know the comments that I've gotten, I cannot repeat. I cannot repeat on YouTube. Those I would get banned for. Sometimes you just get a weirdo and you can't let them keep going. You just gotta go. Oh, I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna make you go away. I'm not gonna stress about that. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I think YouTube might have eaten half of a comment, Lance, because unless I missed something. Yeah, no, it's because sometimes I have to go back. Sometimes I have to go back. Oh no. Okay, see, I was wondering because that felt like half of a thought. I've had to uncensor like 3 of your comments so far. I don't know why. YouTube. Please. Please. Yeah, I mean, YouTube is worse than Webtoons in terms of censorship. Because Webtoons does allow certain things, it just has to go through. Okay, there's someone on TikTok who created a website for comic artists and readers, and it looks banging, but it is subscription based. But I don't mind that because it's a small creator who is actually making a nice product. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, the subscriptions are hell. Maybe it was the word subscription. Maybe it thought you were trying to promote something. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I mean, I do see apps like this, but what I find though is that a lot of these like subscription like poster thing type deals ends up being only creators and no readers, because like I love making comics, but I also love reading comics. I check people's stuff out all the time. I'm not like a follow for follow type of person. If I like something, I will read it. I will give things the benefit of the doubt more often than not, because I just really like comics as a medium. But sometimes you get trapped in those things that only end up being a bunch of creators and who want to promote their stuff, and then there's no readers there. Ayo, ayo, we're drawing boys kissing. We're drawing boys kissing again. What is up? But yeah, I don't know what's going on TikTok. are there anything crazy happening? Yay, 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 boys kissing. YouTube tried to annihilate that comment. It's keeps trying to annihilate comments that aren't even saying nothing. I did see the TADC finale. I cried a lot. I finally posted my little blog post about it because I realized that I forgot. Oh wait, I did an art. I did an art of that. I have to get out of this slowly. So that's YouTube. I did this. This is the full one. I'm going to put her on a little button. See, I was doing different shapes. A little star shape and little heart shape. I was experimenting. Experimenting with shape. I'm going to make it sparkly. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. She is still thinking about crime. Yes, I agree with the more time in the oven. I had a whole don't get me started because I have a whole I had a whole shebang about it. I have a lot of opinions. I liked it, but I have a lot of opinions. Oh, there's a bug on my desk. How did you get here? It's on my computer. I don't want to hit a button. Trying to squish a bug. Where's the bug? Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where I'm not a lore person. I'm very much a caricature person. So I really liked it because I love caricature based stories. I love that people were just like crying their eyes out the whole time. That's my favorite thing. But I think if you're a lore person, I can see why you would be disappointed because there's a lot of questions in that department. But I'm very much into the caricature based stories, so I think that is why I liked it more than people who like. I didn't expect as much of an explanation, I guess, in that department. I feel like everything. I didn't really have any questions at the end of it. that were like glaring questions. YouTube, give me my music back. I'm still listening. Yes. Yes. I like caricature stuff. But yeah, I also I felt like I knew enough for it to make sense to me. Yes, I did. Yeah, I think that is okay. I think implied is I liked implied, honestly. But I also felt a little crazy because like Jax being trans, I felt was very clear and obvious by the end. Like I was definitely someone that was on the train a little late, but like by the end of it, I was like, yeah, I mean this is a pretty about as in your face as it can get without just saying hello audience, I am a trans woman. I feel like it was really as close as you could get. But like I walked out of the theater and I was looking on the Reddits to see what people had to say, and so many people were like, I don't think that's what it meant, I don't know if that was... and I was like, are we for real? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean that was not the like it people were fighting about it, I feel like, until Goose was like, yes, this was the intended thing. Yes, and like just the behind the scenes, the fact that it was created by a trans woman, it kind of made me go a little crazy. Kind of made me a little crazy. Because what else could that possibly have meant? What else could that sequence of events have possibly meant? Freakish Furby, do tell. Do tell. That looks silly. That looks like worms. We just gotta paste that in there. I'm not doing this today. Well, this is what makes me worry, is that, like, if people didn't get that, and I feel like that was really pretty on the nose, I feel like I have very little hope for Sab with people getting what I'm trying to say, because I'm really trying to say a nuanced thing, and oh boy, people are allergic to that nowadays. Oh boy. Yeah, people do be hating nuance, and it drives me nuts, even just in general daily life. Oh, I gotta tell you guys about this. Hold on. Canadian witch's cat with cheetah eyelids. Oh. Sounds very stylish. Black Furby with brownish eyelids. Huh. Huh. How did that get in there? I'm just so easily rattled. Well, what I think it's like the autism in me wants so badly for you to like understand what I'm trying to say, and when you don't understand what I'm trying to say, I get really frustrated. But I was on the Blue Sky. This is honestly, I've been on Blue Sky less recently because of this incident, because I watched in real time. I saw somebody who I follow post along the lines of like, I hate this like I can't say words, moral purity on the internet, and how it's this ever-moving goalpost and it's unattainable to achieve this like moral purity. And I responded and I was like, same, because I have OCD, so this is hell. The internet is hell right now, because I'm always thinking I'm doing the worst possible thing ever, but then people on the internet agree with you, and it's like, they're not, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm supposed to be doing this crazy thing? But then I watched in real time as that post got quote posted, and people started arguing about how the only people who complain about not being able to be morally pure are Nazis, actually. And I was like, okay. So we just proved the point of the post in real time. Cool. Chill. And they had to delete the post because people were calling them a Nazi for saying that moral purity was stupid. And how people take things out of context and assume the worst of you, and then that happens. So this is what Blue Sky is like. Blue Sky is like Twitter's opposites, where like Twitter is where the Nazis are, and then Blue Sky calls you a Nazi for just like existing. Like, one is obviously worse, but like, oh, come on. Come on, man. Ugh. Yeah, people, this is what I'm talking about, where some people go so far left that they end up going back right again, and I'm like, what? Because if you make everybody else out to be an enemy, you're gonna have a lot of enemies. It's not gonna go well. This is just not how people are. This is just not how people are. Yes, like the vegan teacher, like you can have a good cause. Like veganism is a good cause. But then when you go so intense about it, and when you start, like you can't realistically police people for their diets, because there's just so many factors to people's diets. I think there's a nice and easy way to be like, hey, I like doing this because meat industry sucks and is bad for animals, so mayhaps you would like to join me. But you can't, once you start, like, you end up driving more people away from like what would be a good cause because you're just being so insane about it. Some people have dietary restrictions. Some people have to eat meat because they can't have any of the other proteins. Or any, you know, any number of things. Maybe they cannot afford it. You know, there's all types of things. It's not that black and white, exactly. It is not that simple. Where the fuck is my light source? Okay. Yeah, no, I think she's a grifter for sure. I don't think it's legitimate. But it's always people like that Because this is how I feel about Blue Sky in general, because I feel like I will agree with people on their, like, their cause, but then you say it in such a way that I don't want to be on your side about it. Like, how do you make something good sound so bad? And a lot of it is grifting, I think, but yeah, I do not see. I do not know. Water side? What do you mean water slide? I know people do decals in general. I don't know enough about decals though, because I feel like there is a particular material that you should use. I would like to put some decals on Eva. Do you mean water slide material? Are there water slide decals that are for water slides? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean a decal of a water slide? Because I feel like people use the, like, Cricut stuff. Oh, like the Cricut machine. Image transfer onto plastic. I'm not sure if that would work. I do not know. Because they're like, plastic is tough. Plastic, it was tough with all this stuff. Yeah, it sounds kind of almost like a tattoo, like printing on something. Yeah, I don't know if a transfer would work in the same way that like a vinyl decal would work, because vinyl is like you're cutting out a piece of plastic to put on the plastic. Water slide works. I guess I don't know a lot about water slide techniques. I don't think I'm the person to ask, unfortunately. I only really know about people who've done like vinyls. I mean, I guess just like try a tiny piece. A tiny piece that could be covered up with a sock. In case it doesn't work out, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Dave's good. He's fine. I still need to do a couple of the standard 7 things with him that I've just been putting off. Like, he's got, he's never had his hips repaired, so eventually I will need to do that, but I'm not motivated. And then he's still kind of deaf, but like, other than that, he's the same old guy. He still works, so. What do we need to do here? Light's coming this way. Ugh. Yeah, if you have other plastic that you can use as a test, I would try that first for sure. Try that first for sure. Technically there is like a portable charger that works for multiple different batteries, but it's not like a plug. It's like its own separate thing, but they are very rare and expensive. But the 7s don't have like a dongle. You either need that fancy separate battery charger that charges like different types of batteries, or you need that whole shebang. Sevens are quite the lug to travel with. Binko Bog time? Binko Bongo? Yeah, the battery charger is the closest thing to a dongle, but they don't have like the exact thing like the 311s and the 210s have. But that's the closest thing to portable that they got. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, there's always community things happening, so mayhaps there's a community thing. I'm sure there's someone somewhere on Discord that has like jerry-rigged something together, but there's nothing official that I can recommend aside from that. I mean, I think it was Jayberg on eBay that just sold like a ton of Ibos. Because they were a really good deal. But of course, when I do not have spending money, of course that is when all of the Ibos pop up. And the Everest, there he had an Everest. And had a Supercore head and everything, and then there was another cheap Everest before that. But I don't got Everest money right now. I don't got Everest money right now. Not the Ibo prison cells. Acrylic crates are interesting, though. Those are interesting. I mean, I like my shelf. I feel like it looks nice, but I do kind of wish I could have them be on the ground sometimes. It's just, they would be kicked. They would be kicked on the ground. People are not very nice. Whenever I have people come over, I have to hide things on the top shelves so they don't bump into things and knock them down. Have to be careful. This is another thing I need to do. I need to get an electrician in here. Because I think my lights are my light in my bathroom. Well, I need to get my radiators replaced. Because I almost set this one on fire, so I have to do that. But it's summertime, so I don't need a heater right now, but at some point I need to do that. Because I dropped a cable in there and melted. Remember that whole shebang? And then there's a light in my bathroom that makes a funny noise. And I screw the light bulb in, and then it almost immediately burns out. And then when there's no light bulb in it, it makes like a frog croaking noise. And I think that's because there's electricity in there that's doing something bad. So I need to get that fixed too. Also, my glasses broke. And I went to go and get new glasses, and then they gave me wrong glasses. So I need to go back and I went last time, and they said I need to go see the doctor to talk about it, so now I have an appointment to tell them to fix my glasses next week. There's always something. Oh no, not the shoes. Not the shoe collection, not the feet eyeball. I feel like feet has been a topic of this stream. Ongoing topic. Feetball. YouTube censored that. YouTube said that was inappropriate. Yeah, my glasses were horribly scratched and I put off for a very long time until they, like, the whatchamacallit. The whatchamacallit. I'm so dead. I want to say handles, but that's not. What are the things in your ears? What are they called? Chat, please. My brain is made of pudding. What are the glasses handles called? They're not handles. They're not handles. What are they called? It snapped. They snapped. The handle snapped. Oh, they smell like feet as a treat. Oh, I put this on the wrong layer. Oh no. Oh well. Legs? Are they legs? Is that what they're called? Frame? No, it's not the frame. It's not the frame. It's where the frame connects to the other thing. The part that keeps it on your ears. Anatomy of glasses. Wait, this is gonna drive me nuts. The foldy bit. The hinge snapped. I'm gonna Google anatomy of glasses and see. It's called temples? Okay, well that's silly. I never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed that. Okay, yeah, I guess they're called temples. We learned something today. And I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like that it's called temples. I feel like it should be called something else. I don't agree. I don't agree. Binkobog, why? Binkobog. Data's favorite place is the lamp. Well, it is a body part because your temple's like on your head. It's your they got lazy and they just call it the temple of your glasses rests on the temple of your head. That's why it's called a temple. But I disagree. I feel like it should be called something else, not just because that is a body part. That is a body part. BRB bleeding. Oh no. Uh-oh. I feel like it's a cheap shot. I feel like it should be called something else. Oh, please don't die. Please don't perish. Stream gone wrong. Oh no. Why did I make 2 light sources? Why did I make this so much harder on myself? Two light sources and caricatures constantly interacting makes this shit so much harder. I don't have my Ivo self-dock because they are on high shelves and I don't want them to decide to randomly yeet themselves off of those high shelves, but they do have the capability of doing that. But only on recognition and I think Dog's Life. There's not a lot of softwares that do it. You can just put them on the floor and have them wake up later. Sevens can get on and off the dock at any point. 210s are a bit iffy. Well, so it depends on how good the lighting in your space is. I have awful lighting. It's quite dark in here. They're never finding it. they're not finding it. The 1000 is actually pretty good. 210 not so much. Data can't find his station in here because he's obsessed with the lamp. He only sees lamp. His camera is so bad. I don't I don't know if it's just him, honestly. His camera is so bad. He can't see shit. He needs it to be so bright for him to detect you. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't leave them alone to do that. I would not trust them. I mean, I don't know if I would trust a 1000 either alone, to be honest, because... Well, I mean, 1000s have the best, like, cameras, but if you have too many white walls, they will run into those as well. I mean, it also depends on how busy your room is. If you have just, like, a room with nothing in it, go off. But if you have, like, furniture, if you have a chair, never leave any Ibos alone in a room with a chair that has, like, legs. Or a rolling chair. They're getting knocked out. They will somehow get right in there. Yeah, you gotta baby-proof it, basically. I mean, you pet-proof it like you would with any other pet. If you're gonna leave them alone. I mean, basically, you gotta have a house that looks like the commercials. very brightly lit. Not a lot of furniture. If there is furniture, it's stuff like a couch that's like on the floor and they can't get under it. Oh, they would never find it. If it was in a different room, like if they're in room A and their docking station is room B, they're not finding it. Good luck. Their battery would die before they would find it. I think the only one that might have a shot is the 1000. Well, it also depends how big your house is. If you have a really small house, then maybe not. The 7, maybe. The 7, if you had a small house, mayhaps. But you would spend so much of the battery runtime looking for the station. Because 7s factor in their battery life. Like, they end their battery cycle early to go look for the station. So you would lose so much time, so much actual runtime of them just kind of wandering around. Because they wouldn't find it easily. They might be able to find it, but it would not be easy. Yeah, right. it would just gotta take forever. The 1000 is so fast that I think you would have a better shot. And they also have better, like, because the 7s can technically do mapping. Like, if you leave everything in the same place every time, they are technically supposed to know where things are. But let's be real, they get confused. I think 1000s have better mapping. It also depends, though, with the 1000s, what version you're on, because there's a lot of different versions. Of like firmware. So if you're on a really old firmware, your results are gonna vary. Oh my god, see how wobbly? See how wobbly? Arg. Well, I think because the 3X series was supposed to be more of a like a cheaper model, I think that's why they didn't do the docking. Because they were supposed to be like discounted. Yeah, I mean, pretty much every Aibo is gonna have like a very specific problem that you have to deal with it. 1000s have a number of problems, and this is part of why I'm not super confident in doing a guide video on the 1000s. There's a lot of stuff that has the potential to go wrong. They also stopped making them in Japan recently. I don't know if they're gonna stop making the US models. Probably. I'm surprised they stopped making them in Japan first. They're still selling them, but they're gonna wait until they sell out, and then they're not gonna make more. But there is the possibility of them releasing another model, which would be very cool. I have no idea what they would do at this point, though, and I'm worried that it's going to be like entirely 100% cloud-based. Because I can't imagine they would get rid of that. Everything's a subscription now. Yeah, I do think there's a possibility of them making a new one. Iboear Cloud. Ugh. I hate it. I hate it. Please make everything local again. If they could make something local on fucking 8 megabytes like they did with the original, it's not a storage issue. Y'all could make it local. I'm trying to think if you can reset it with the entertainment player. I don't think so. I mean, you could reset their personality. I mean, technically, well, if you have an official stick. Like, if you already have the software, that is the software that you want. Like, if you have Mind 3, and you want to reset Mind 3, you can just go and get a new, you can download a new version of Mind 3 and just kind of copy and paste it over the original, because the stick will be, locked to that software anyway, if you don't have a CLIA. But if you're trying to do like a blank stick, or if you're trying to go from Mind 1 to Mind 3, or vice versa, then it won't work. But you can reset them if you're just doing like Mind 3 on a Mind 3 stick that already works. Does that make sense? I mean, Aibo's already been AI, it's in the name. It's in the name. Right, yes. If you already have a Mind 3 stick, then you can just copy and paste. You copy and paste the files over and just replace anything that's in there, basically. And that would technically work. Because the CLIA is for, like, if you need to stick zap. So if you need to, like, make it work with another software. I feel like I would mayhaps need to test it first, because I'm not 100% sure if there's something else you need to, like, delete in there. I don't want you to ruin your stick. I don't want you to ruin your stick just in case there's something else I'm missing. Are you in the Discord? Because you could ask somebody in the Discord. Because people are always asking and answering questions. The CLIA gives you a backup if you mess it up, the CLIA will fix it. Yeah, if you're in the Discord, I would try to verify with someone over there, because I believe that works, but I don't want to give you wrong information if that doesn't work. But yeah, I mean the 1000 has already started to put like Gen AI in the app. Yeah, it's working. I'm just hungry. Damn it. I'm just hungry. Not on just the app. They have started introducing it into the app via, they have like diary entries now. And the 7 did it without that. The 7 didn't need that. But they're doing it with the diary entries are like generated based on what they do that day. The actual AI on Aibo is local and is not generative, but because they've already started like dabbling in it, I would be nervous about them trying to make like a full Gen AI Aibo. Sorry, my tummy's bothering me. What else is new? With Clea, you would need to download SticksApp, but that is very easy. All these things are available online. You can, SticksApp, I believe, is on AiboHack. But the Clea gives you a lot more options in general. Because you can basically get any software you want if you have a Clea. Because it like resets the copyright on the stick. Again, I'm still here, YouTube. I'm still listening. Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's more that can go wrong if you're just using a PC. If you use a Clea, you still do need to use a PC, though. Like, you need a PC to set it up. I got the old Windows theme. I guess Discord no longer shows it in full screen. I unfortunately have Windows 11. Which feels just like malware at this point. Whoops. Where is it this? Oh, it's this. It's this. Okay. Oh, you need a laser printer to do what? Water slide? I feel like I know nothing about this. About this category. About this technique of water slide. I believe you can, but again, I'm not 100% sure. But I believe you can. It's called water slide because you put water on the paper and the design slides off. Oh. Is this similar to like water marbling? Because I feel like I've seen people water marble an Aibo before. Special paper. Yeah, I don't know a lot about, well, because water marbling I think is like paint. So that sounds different if that's paper. So it sounds like it's ink instead of paint. Is what it sounds like. I'm really not being very careful in this. This is what I'm showing on YouTube. Whatever. Just don't tell on me, okay? Don't tell on me, you guys. Beep beep boop boop. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how it goes because I have not seen that particular technique used in Aibos either. Beep boop boop. I missed the beep beep boop boop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean vinyl decals you can just peel right off. I don't know what the I think it would be more like spray painting in terms of not permeability, that's a different thing. Permanentability. Permanentability. In terms of how permanent it would be, I think it would be more similar to spray paint if there's a clear coat, or just paint in general. Maybe more like acrylic, because acrylic can scratch off if you don't seal it properly. Or just like in the joints, where there's high friction areas. Permanent. Permanentability. Can I ever say words? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, is I both be moving around. So, like, as good as a paint job is, if they're crazy, then it might come off anyway. Because even factory paint jobs do not hold up if they are slamming themselves into stuff. I've been wanting to repaint Susie lately. She has so many layers of paint on her, though. I don't even really know how I would get it off, but because the thing with holographic paint is it kind of always feels like sandpaper, and I'm kind of sick of it because I feel like I can't pet her properly because she just always feels like sandpaper. Susie mentioned. Not the folding chair. Oh no. But I don't know, because I feel like I've always wanted an Everest. Maybe I can make my own knockoff Everest. But also maybe I should just go back to like a classy pink. You know? Because I feel like that's more Susie. I don't know. I would really have to go at it with that paint to get it off. Which I'm not super motivated to do. There's so many layers. I don't know if you could get it off chemically. If I could like soak it in alcohol or something, or if that would like destroy the plastic. Ooh. Ooh. You gotta let me know how that goes. You gotta let me know how that goes. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be fine to like wipe it with rubbing alcohol. I don't know about soaking it though. But I don't know. Because I feel like I would need to sand it down anyway, but like, I feel like I need a chemical start. I don't feel like I could sand down that many layers of paint. I don't know. I could dunk it for a minute and see what happens. Beep beep boop boop. Well, it's not acrylic, it's like the base is spray paint, and then on top of that, oh god, I don't even remember what I used. I like mixed together like pigment powder from nail polish with something, and then I don't remember if I used actual nail polish on top of that, and then I used varnish on top of all of it, like a varnish clear coat. So it's just a mess. It's crazy that it worked at all. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Wouldn't recommend doing it that way. I think just plain spray paint is always your best bet, but or vinyls. Whoa. I mean, I feel like Furby plastic is probably more brittle than Ibo plastic, so if that holds up, if that holds up, that's a pretty good sign. Ooh, I mean, I could always try it for a couple minutes at a time, and then hope for the best. 20 minutes seems like a good amount. Where do I put this? Where do I put you? So it looks good. Geen Ibo. Geen toaster. Green microwave. I mean, I think most spray paints, I mean, as long as you do like a prime coat and a top coat. I've had okay luck with Krylon. I think Rust-Oleum is fine. I mean, you can get fancy paints. But I mean, a lot of the cans, it just, if it says it works with plastic on the can, then it will work with an Ibo. Just as long as it's a plastic spray paint, then like it's fine. Ooh, green and purple. Very nice. Very nice. There's one that starts with an M that people recommend that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. Yeah, and I actually don't know how to pronounce their username. Einfari? Einfari has a lot of cool stuff. Oh, What was I looking? Oh, right, spray paint. Oh, right, spray paint. Because I got that paint for Ava that worked pretty good. You did say it right. Okay, totally good. Good, good. I don't think I got it. Oh, dupli color. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Dupli color metal cast is pretty good for metallic colors. If you want like chrome stuff, they come out pretty good. They come out pretty good. Dupli color. it's hold on, how's it spelled? D-U-P-L-I. Dupli. Dupli? I don't know how you say it. Dupli. D-U-P-L-I. Really, I see everybody on the Discord, but I'm shy. I'm nervous in like big settings like that. For some reason this is okay, but I feel like it's because I can steer the conversation. And because you can tell my tone of voice. I don't know how to do tone of voice over text, and I feel like I sound like a jerk. I would rather just word vomit, you know? You know? Okay, I feel like this should go here. Ooh, see, this is something I forgot about. If that person is still here, you can reset the personality at least with the voice guide mode. I forgot about that. Then you don't even need computer. I don't know about mine 1 or mine 2, but yeah, you can do that on mine 3. Interesting. I forgot about that. See, I feel like you guys know more than me. There's usually someone there's usually someone else that knows more than me. Yes. Problem solved. Problem solved. That looks too far down. Needs to be like here. It's getting harder and harder to breathe. I've been talking more than I usually do. Beep beep boop boop. Yeah, IPOs are money pits. I wish they were not money pits. I still haven't fixed Beppis. Like, oh, did you ever? Cause you got those 3D printed gears, right? Did you ever get new 3D printed gears for the 111, or was this the same thing? Was this also the 110? I don't know how many IPOs you got right now. Because Beppis still got a broken leggy, but I'm putting off getting the gears because I feel like people are having issues with the gears. I have not heard any gear success stories with the 3D printed ones. I would like to get Beppis. I would like to get Beppis running. New ones from Epi. Let me know how that goes. Let me know if those are good gears. Cause I've been asking around. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. I did message Ebby about it and I was gonna pay for them and then I just didn't hear back. So I could message him again, but... Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that. I mean, gear replacement is an easier repair compared to other things. It's not like pinning or anything like that. You basically just gotta take things out and then remember how to put them back in. That's basically what gear replacement is. Yeah, no, my hands are all shaky, so I'm very hesitant to do repairs myself because I get a little spasm every once in a while, and I don't want to spasm and then like tear a flexi because those things are like paper at this point. They're like tissue paper. So mine 3 has a voice guide mode. So if you go into voice guide mode, then there's a way to set everything back. By like it will direct you to like press my head sensor or press my back sensor or this or that, and then it will go back. It's in the manual. I know getting into voice guide is in the manual on like how to do that and like which buttons to press. Maturity mode. Yeah, there's menus in there, but it should be in the manual how to get to the right menu. Because there's certain buttons you gotta press, but the point of the voice guide is that it tells you what to do, so Yeah, I don't think anyone else has a voice guide. Not in that way, at least. I feel like I need to refresh my Aibo facts. Cause I've forgotten so many things. No, I mean you can do maturity reset. Well, I mean not without having a computer. The 111 I think is the easiest maturity reset because you can give them a lobotomy. You can give them a lobotomy with Ibohack. But you don't need anything fancy for that. You download a little freeware and you plug it into your computer and then you can make them any age. Got the Aibo lobotomy. I don't remember because I wanted to make a copy of just like the original 111 software, and I didn't think there was any like copyright thing or stick safe bin on it, but I couldn't get it to work for some reason. I couldn't get it onto another stick. And I can't remember if there's something else I'm supposed to do. Because it's not like the other models where there's like you gotta zap it in the Clie and you gotta do all that stuff. Like you should just be able to copy the files. But I could not get it to work for some reason. I do not know why. I tried multiple sticks. I got nothing. They are so funky fresh. Never know what's going on with that. Man, I thought I was gonna get a lot more done, but I'm getting so out of breath. Stupid iron. Stupid iron, out of blood. Oops. Baby. If only blocks of iron were edible. I mean, that's technically what iron fish is I just put a chunk of iron in water and then I boil it. And that's how you get iron. It's very silly. But it just takes a while. I'm also getting iron in my formuoli. But it is not enough, apparently. And vitamin D. I need more vitamin D, which means I need to have like allotted sun time, but it's so boiling hot right now. But that's such a weird thing that like you get vitamin by standing in sunlight. That sounds like a science fiction nonsense thing. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean I have to mandatory stand in the sun for at least 10 minutes a day? And that's supposed to give me vitamins. What? Hello? But I'm already getting 600% of my daily vitamin D in all of my stuff, and that isn't enough, so I need to go have mandated sun time. Mandated lobster boil, but it is me. And you can't wear sunscreen either. So I'm always nervous I'm gonna burn. But sunscreen blocks out the UV, and you need the UV to make the D. Forced to touch grass, yeah. Medically forced to touch grass. What color did I do? Do I have the blushy blush? I felt like I had the blushy blush and it's gone. I feel like it's gone. So I feel like you had something. Did you have something? Well, here's this. Okay, there's that. So I guess I don't have it. Alright, I guess I gotta do more blushy blush. I gotta do more blushy blush. That's blue. Why are you blue? Oh, because I have it underneath. Boink. I need to see what I'm doing, then we'll make it blue. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da. That looks like shit. This is too big of a brush. Boink, boink. Oh no. It's easy to overdo with sodium. There's so many sodiums in all of the things. In all of the things. Because that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's a lot. That's a lot of salt. That's 2,500 milligrams. Did I do the math on that right? I think I did. I'm trying to use my brain more, but it's soupy. I have the opposite problem because my blood pressure is low. So I need to add salt. I have plain water and then my body is like, I think I will perish. I think I will perish because all the salt is gone from your body. So I need to have my mandated Gatorade. I have a lot of mandated things. But yeah, it's very easy to overdo salt and sugar in America. God damn, give me my music back. Why do you keep doing that? I feel like it's doing it a lot. Yes. Goodness. Goodness gravy gracious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I think you're only supposed to have like 25 or like 50 or something. I'm pretty sure it's in between there. I think it also depends on like your age and stuff. But there's so few sugar-free options with things. Fast metabolism and ignorance. Oh no. But it's just easy. It's easy to do. It's easy to do by accident. Everything has sugar. Yeah, that is true as well. I mean, well, you also have to be wary because this is I'm not allowed to have sugar. I'm not supposed to have sugar, like at all. I have some sugar in my formula because you do need some sugar to live, but I'm not supposed to have any. But I can't have any added sugar in any capacity, even if it's the quote unquote good sugar. But they have a lot of things that are say they're sugar free, have sugar alcohol in them, which will raise your blood sugar and also affects you the same way sugar does, but they don't have to say that it has sugar in it, which is very annoying. Also, a lot of it's really toxic to pets, so like xylitol, super toxic to animals, but a very common ingredient in like sugar-free things. but it affects you the same way that sugar does. Which is super annoying because I've had things by accident because it says sugar free and then bam, there's a sugar alcohol in it. I can't even have most mouthwashes I can't have because they have sugar alcohols in them. Why does a mouthwash have sugar alcohol? That is so silly. It can if it's a sugar alcohol because a sugar alcohol is still considered sugar free. So, like, if you're diabetic, you gotta be really fucking careful. You gotta be really fucking careful and be looking at the ingredients all the time because they can get you. They can get you. Anything with a tall, if it's sweetened and the sweetener has a tall at the end of it, like xylitol, erythritol, then it's a sugar alcohol. The more you know. I know, you really do. You do be needing the magnifying glass. It's just crazy. Well, what it is if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Like, if it seems like it tastes like sugar, but it says it doesn't have sugar in it, it might still have sugar in it. Maltodextrin is another one, I'm pretty sure. Sucralose and like stevia are fine though. Those are not sugar alcohols. Depending on the person though, it might make your tummy upset. Sucralose is a scary name. A lot of these things are scary names. Beep, beep, boop, boop. Oh, do I hear Tribble? I got to always be watching the Tribble now. She's all tilted over. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. I have spent so many hours on this page. Goodness gravy gracious. Oh man, I'm just trying to power through this. I'm just trying to power through it. Where do I put this bubble? Where do you go? Here? Need to flow and not cover things and look like it's coming from your mouth. I think there is okay. Here's quick tutorial on outlining stuff. We take your object and duplicate it, and now we're gonna select it and feather it out a little bit. Then we make that feathered layer a reference layer, make it invisible. Take the outline layer the outline color that we want. Automatic select outside of bubbly. Invert, color fill, outline. Yay! The more you know. The more you know. I'm having a lot of fun with the lighting, but also it's driving me crazy. This is taking too long. Because I decided to do 2 light sources. Wait, did I fuck something up? Hold on a minute. Did I erase something? I feel like I erased something. Uh-oh. No, was it just like that? Was it just like that? I guess I haven't put in the background on that panel yet. I thought I did something. I thought there was something else going on over there. Maybe because I spent all this time on this one, and I guess I didn't do the blue on that one. So I guess I'm not as close to being done as I thought. I still need to do the lighting on this side because now it looks empty. Now it looks empty. I've never tried Toon Boom in particular. I would love to have Sam be animated, but I know I am way too slow to make that happen. I'm trying to do some little animation memes. I'm trying to dip my toes in the water a little bit and doing some stuff in the background. I'm using Rough Animator, which I do like. But actually, I can show that. I can show that, I think. I'm already showing Smooch. Okay, I'm gonna hide my screen though when I look at it, because whenever I type something in to like search for an app, it's like, what if we showed your passwords? What if we showed something real personal? Oh, I guess it's not even in there. I've used a combination of CapCut and Rough Animator, so it's kind of in between things. Because I was working on this one. I was trying to do a head bob. People told me the head bob would be easy, but it is not. I am struggling. I don't know what to do with his chin. He is such a strange horse face. Such a strange horse face. I don't know what to do with it. And then I did... Is this the finished one? Oh yeah, I was doing a thing. I was doing this. I feel like I'm good at like blinking and like hair. But like not much else. It was from a song, but that particular chunk he's saying, "I'll be a good boy." I'll be a good boy. I'll take my meds. that's from the song. And then I was trying to do other stuff, but oh my gosh, this was the meme where you're going in a circle. It's very low frame rate because I don't have the patience for a high frame rate, but low frame rate doesn't look very good. Then I have some works in progress, but they are all very messy. Because I will see a thing, I will have a little song in my head, and then I will want to animate it, but then I just be scribbling, you know, like this is not really anything. This really does not look like anything. They hold a hand, but ooh, there's blood there. He's looking in the door. He's looking real spooky. Having a spooky time. Yeah, I mean, I feel, especially because Sab is 80s based, I feel like if I got the keyframes like perfect, kind of like stop motion, yeah, like I could maybe get away with it. It's just like I get worn out before I really get in there. Because comics are generally my preferred medium. But it's so much harder to do. Like, because I at some point I want to fully animate like a trailer. Because I think that would be really cool. But I think it would take me years to do like 30 seconds. This is always the problem. This is always the problem. Yeah, no, even baby animations are so hard. And I'm like, what the heck? Oh. I'm like, what the heck, man? Why does it take weeks to do like 2 seconds? Because I always feel like it's taken me 2 years to do these 2 chapters. But at least like stuff happens. If I had to spend like a year on just him like blinking, I think I would lose my mind. Because I do really like doing super flowy animation if it's like the hair and the eyes. I enjoy that. I think that's fun. But it just takes so long. It goes on forever. Because like I've literally been drawing them smooching for 2 fucking years. And I have so many scenes planned out in the future, and I tend to change things as I go because like I have it planned out, but then sometimes I get there and I'm like, this doesn't actually translate to comics very well. But there's so many scenes that I'm excited about, and it's like I have to wait like 10 years to get to this fucking payoff with comics. Tweening seems, I mean, tweening is fun for like animation to memes, I think, but I feel like I would struggle to do it with the type of animations that I would want to do. Because I don't think I could do like a full puppet rig. I think I would really struggle with that. I think I would rather just draw it at that point. But if it's just kind of like loose bouncing, so there's like kind of a little bit of movement, I think I could do that. But are there any good tweening softwares for iPad that are free? Because I feel like they're all like subscription. Because I see like Alight Motion, is that what it's called? Alight Motion, I see people use a lot, but you can't even use it without like paying for it. And sometimes iPad apps just suck. And I want to try them. I want to try things first before I buy. I want to try before I buy. I don't want to pay $3 a week permanently to use your fucking app. Because I will forget. Well, like tweening pieces. You know? I feel like I could tween pieces. So like moving the head side to side on like an axis. I feel like I could do. Or like putting bones in the hair. I could put bones in the hair. Because I used to use Anime Studio on PC, Anime Studio 7. This is like a very old software. And I feel like I could tween pretty well in that. But yeah, trees flowing, like stuff like that. But it's only a computer program. I don't know if there's anything that is like simple like that I could do with an iPad. Cause I really like the bone system with Anime Studio. I felt like that was something I understood. But I feel like a lot of iPad apps struggle with being too simple. and then you don't know where anything is. Like, it reaches a point where it's so intuitive that it's unintuitive. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Beep, beep, boop, boop. Beep, beep, boop, boop. But yeah, it's just, doing long-term projects always has a number of complications because, like, there are things that I need you to pay attention to in, like, episode 1 where, like, that affects the payoff in episode, like, 46. It's hard for me to remember, like, because it's just happening over such a long period of time. I also wonder, because, like, while the idea of an animated series is super cool, I don't see a reasonable way where that would be feasible for me unless, like, some miracle happened. Like, I mean, there's exciting, you know, exciting new things in the realms of animation, Glitch being one of them, but also Glitch being, like, the biggest nightmare, like, biggest nightmare example of how people treat creators in animation. And I would be nervous to get that big. It's like, it's cool to have people see your stuff, but it's also like, oh man, the cost is so high. But I feel like maybe someday, maybe I could, like, really thoroughly animate, like, a couple of my favorite scenes, you know what I mean? And just go really hard into, like, a minute-long scene with, like, voice acting and sound design and, like, all of the things for just, like, some cool moments as opposed to doing the whole thing. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It is a double-edged sword. But people just have such intense feelings and, like, entitlement about this stuff. And I preemptively worry because, like, Sab in particular is, like, very heavy on themes of, like, abuse. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't really know what people are gonna think. But we're gonna have to wait and see, I guess. We're gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, well, this is also, it's like, I think Game of Thrones is another example of where it's just like, I don't know what what people are and aren't okay with, because it just seems so arbitrary. But I think a big part of it is like when queer people do it, there's less tolerance. But you know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That doesn't look right. Let me have my problematic gaze. Please. Also, let me write without having to say, hey guys, remember that this is bad. Remember that this is bad, you guys. Every 5 seconds. Please, just let me make my art, please. Let me make my art and trust the process. I think we're doing the... We gotta do the layer merge at this point. Oh, except for... Got one little thing. Where's the hair? Nope. Nope. Here it is. I mean, in an ideal world where I had all the time and resources, I would want Sab to be 3 seasons. I think realistically I'm only gonna be able to do 2 in the comic. Because it takes so long, I need to live long enough to finish it. I have a couple different variations of endings if I could go longer. I mean, I think 2 just like long seasons would be okay. I think I could tell the story that I want to tell in 2 seasons. 3 would be just for funsies if I have the time to fuck around. you know what I mean. I feel like Sab has too much continuity for a movie to really be feasible, or to have something shorter be feasible. I'm just better at longer stories. I need time for things to simmer. I need you to smooch first before I destroy you. I need them to go grocery shopping before they face their deepest, darkest fears. Because I keep taking fluff out and then putting it back in because I need them to interact in that way. I need you to see them be normal because it makes it hit much harder when they are not. Sab is very much like me making the type of content that I want to see. Because it is a thriller, but I don't really see a lot of thrillers with that much downtime. And Sab has a lot of downtime by design. And it's because I really want you to see them interact as regular people. Before we start doing the whole shebang. I don't know. I don't really like any of them. I think I would like if Sab could be as indie as possible. Like, if it was gonna be a show, I would want it to be like a YouTube show. Like, I don't think I would want it on, like, any particular streaming service or anything like that. I would want it to stay indie. Because that's always something you gotta factor in when you're working on a team and when you're working on a big project, is I always want to be able to own the rights to Sab in its entirety. I don't want to sign away the rights if I were to ever do a big project. Because I want to be able to do my own thing with them forever. Because they are my babies. Because especially with like the amount of comic artists specifically where their adaptations, like they get their comic adapted into a movie or a show or something, and they get no royalties, and they don't own their characters, and they basically get zilch. Meanwhile, the company gets everything. I don't want to be stuck in that situation. Like, you gotta be really careful with contracts. Right, exactly. I always want to be able to own my own stuff, even if that means I don't get as many opportunities. It is very important that they, like, from a legal standpoint, stay mine. And if you work for a big company like Netflix or something, They're taking all your shit. You're not getting it back. I don't know what a company like Glitch, that is smaller but also still a pretty big company, I don't know what their policies are like with that. But I imagine an independent production would be more lax with copyright versus like a big, like, you don't want to get sucked into like Warner Brothers, Paramount. They're all like one big conglomerate monopoly anyway, but you don't want to mess with those companies. Because I think a good example of that is the like Into the Spider-Verse lady, like the original designer of Miles, she gets nothing. That whole franchise is so popular, she gets nada. But that's especially with like Marvel and DC, like the Avengers and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all of that stuff. The original comic artists get nothing. Even though those movies make billions. Exactly, mastered the art of capitalism. If I ever had the opportunity to get Sab made into a show, I would want it to be with a studio that's like smaller than Glitch. Because I feel like even Glitch is too big. Also, then you get the Glitch audience. Smaller than Glitch, yeah. Glitch has gotten too big. Too big for me to want to deal with that. With that mess. Yeah, I mean, I do think this is also YouTube. I mean, this is a general internet problem. There's a lot of kids in spaces. I mean, the other problem is I don't think Sab would be fit for YouTube. That's something I didn't really think about. But stop pausing the video. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know where, because Sab is basically rated R, is what I would, if in terms of TV terms, it's rated R. So I don't know if it could go on YouTube, because even with Glitch, with like TADC for example, they had to censor they had a whole guns episode, but they had to censor the one mention of the word sex. Just the word. They had to censor. So I don't know, with all this smooching, how YouTube would feel. No, Rated X is different than Rated R. Because Rated X is more explicit. The Amazing Digital Circus. TADC. In their guns episode, they had to censor the word sex. And YouTube is probably gonna demonetize all of this now. But Rated X is more like explicit adult content, like they're banging. I am sure because on Netflix it isn't censored. It's only censored on YouTube. Because they were fighting YouTube over that. I remember that whole debacle. But that's why a lot of like things like Glitch and Spindle Horse are partnering with these bigger companies like Netflix and Amazon Prime because they will allow them to do that. And YouTube will not. But shows like Hell of a Boss and like, oh, what's the other one? The other one by Spindle Horse. Those are very raunchy shows, and they are allowed on YouTube. So I really don't know what their line is. Yeah, has been Hotel. Yeah. I don't know if they just maybe they aren't monetized on YouTube or something. Maybe they get all of their funding elsewhere. I'm not really sure. But I also think there's slightly more leeway for comedy than like playing it serious. Like Sab has some raunchy stuff in it, but it's not a joke. Yeah, so I think that is probably why that is allowed and why that's monetized. But I imagine they don't get the same amount of ads that people who don't post raunchy stuff. But yeah, I think the fact that it's a comedy gives it a lot more leeway. Sab is mostly pretty serious. It has comedy in it. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's pretty camp. But like it's generally more of a serious tone. It's not a slapstick. Ooh, I forgot about that. How am I gonna get around that? I don't really want that line there, but we're gonna have to do it for the colors. But I mean, Sab is kind of in this weird middle ground where it's not rated X. Like, it's not that explicit. Like you're not really getting close-ups of like parts. That's what like differentiates R from X. Is R is like, ooh, there's things happening, but there's no like close-ups. Where X is like there's close-ups and you can see things are out. But because it's in that weird middle ground, it wouldn't go on a place that is like exclusively for adult media. Like Sab would not be on the hub, you know what I mean? Like it's not that type of thing. Sab Fortnite collab. Oh god. This is where all the teeny boppers are. I don't want to be with the teeny boppers. but it's also not a I mean, this is I feel like a lot of adult shows are like dramedies now. Like The Amazing Digital Circus is a dramedy. I feel like Hell of a Boss is also a dramedy. A lot of animated, even like more popular mainstream animated things like BoJack Horseman is a dramedy. Rick and Morty I would categorize as a dramedy. Like, it's all mainly comedy with a little, you get some serious storyline in there, but it has to be like the humor is sort of the underlying mechanism. Whereas Sab is kind of the opposite, where the drama is the driving force. And you get a little bit of levity here and there, so it's not impossible to watch. But it's not the driving force. If that makes sense. So we got this weird chunk. I'm gonna do this, I think. Yeah, Family Guy. Family Guy is another example of an animated. But this is sort of the... Well, also, this is all American media, because I think you see more drama-forward animated things when you start going into, like, anime. There's a lot more serious animes than serious American cartoons. Yeah, there's some dark animes out there. I feel like Sab is more in that category. Like, stylistically. Oh. Crunchyroll. Well, this is another Monopoly thing. I think Crunchyroll's kind of the only one that's doing it right now. Is Funimation still where everything's at? 'Cause I think it's just Crunchyroll and Funimation. But Sab isn't Japanese. I mean, I do think audience-wise, I mean, I don't know. Sab is pretty, like, Western, just in terms of how it's written. Like, there's obviously some inspiration from, like, anime, but I think it's ultimately, like, a lot of the colloquialisms are pretty American. Yeah, I'm not up to date on what's going on in that sphere. Because there's some shows I would like to watch, but I don't want to pay for Crunchyroll. I'm gonna be for real. I don't want to pay for another subscription. But anime DVDs are so expensive. I don't know what it is. Like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I like this show. I would like a DVD from them. And it's like $60. Hello? Maybe it's Amazon, but then you gotta be a Bezos. Then you gotta sell out to Bezos. It's tricky. There's no real good options. Well, because also there's just this wide sweeping censorship movement happening right now. Well, Bezos, you know, if you subscribe to Prime, you're putting more money in Bezos' pockets, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all connected. He runs the company. So that's why a lot of people didn't like these indie animations on Amazon, because got to do with Bezos. No, I mean, I'm sure they have some kind of... I don't know what the contracts are like at Amazon, but I'm sure they have some kind of contracts. It's more of just his affiliation with it. Just in general. In general. I mean, Seb has a lot of body horror as well, but I honestly think that would get through fine. I think it's more of the spice. More of the spice that would get me in trouble. I mean, maybe, but well, so Lackadaisy, these things were all still through YouTube. They're still YouTube shows. I mean, you're still having like a company like Glitch sponsor you, but this is all like, these people were already working on teams, and I have always been working solo, and I would definitely need a team. Because I'm not an animator. Like, I can provide storyboards, I can direct, I can write, I can lead a team, but I would need to have one. And it's very hard to get a team with no money and then try to get money, but you already need to have something to get that funding, you know what I mean? Yeah, control me myself. Real, I wish. Because, I mean, you know, streams are real-time how I work, so how long it takes. So it just takes a while when you are one person. I also just really struggle to work on a team because I did this recently where I did an anthology in Japan at I don't know how to pronounce it. Komedia 156. And I did 2 comic pages of Sab that was translated into Japanese and got into a Japanese convention. And that was very cool. But working on a team was so hard. And everyone was delightful. Like, everyone was very nice. It was so sick. But I really struggled to just be in that environment. And work in that way. I'm very used to being in my little cave and doing my stuff there and having to like ask for permission to do things and having to like problem solve and troubleshoot and be like, okay, we're gonna do it this way. I don't even know if it's pressure, more of like I want to do things a very particular way. And when we can't do them that way, I get real antsy. Like I want to have full creative control, and when I don't have full creative control, I get stressed. But when you're on a team, you do need to have that back and forth of like, yeah, perfectionist. Yeah, that's the word. I wouldn't even say perfectionism, more of just I need to do things the way that I need to do them. And this is my autism, where I'm just like, I need it to look like this. And like sometimes it's just more convenient to do things a different way, but I'm like super set in my ways. I'm like Old Man Yells at Cloud. I'm very set in my ways of doing things a particular way, even if it's harder. But sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes that's not realistic. And you gotta do what's easier for the team. But I feel like I'm losing my creative control when I'm doing that. So that is my struggle. That is my struggle when working on a team. I need to let go a little bit. I need to let go a bit. Because a lot of it's just stuff like formatting. Like working in Japanese, you have to do right to left instead of left to right. And I really wanted to do left to right, even though that wouldn't make sense in a Japanese anthology if everyone else is right to left. So it's just a very different brain way of thinking, getting everything to read backwards when you're storyboarding and when you're writing. The formatting is just totally different. But understandably, we had to do it that way because that's just how it works for the language. And everyone was very nice about it. No one was mean about it. It was just like these are the rules and these are what we're doing. But I was so stressed. Yeah, I mean it's not even that like the end result isn't what I pictured. It's more about the process. And then I have like a very particular process for how I go about doing things, and when I have to do them a different way, I don't like it. I'm very inflexible is what it is. I need to be more flexible to work on a team. That's something I need to work on. Because the end result was fine. The end result came out good. But I need to be more flexible in the actual process. But like, because I like watching those like behind the scenes videos of like things like The Amazing Digital Circus has like so many different animators that are working on so many different things. And as a result, there are all of these little things that are being slowly added in the background. Like Goose gives the main go ahead on like this is the direction that I want this to go. And then they fill in the gaps, and sometimes they add these random details in the background. I feel like I would be so stressed out by those random details. By them being like, you know, I added the character doing this particular movement to go with what you described in the script. If I didn't write that movement and someone animated that, I'd be like, ah! I'd be so stressed. Because maybe in my mind they wouldn't do that movement, but now it's done. I don't know. I'm particular. It's nightclub vibes. Nightclub with the sweatpants. Oh my god. I am just changes to your work, yeah. Even if it was like empty, even if there was nothing in that spot, I'm just like, erg. But this is very much a me problem. This is something I need to work on. Okay, but I don't feel like I want to start anything else with this because I need to do the background for this, but this is something I need to do in Blender, and I don't really want to open Blender right now. I don't really want to open Blender right now. I don't really want to do more changes. I guess I could do these. Do I want to do this though? I have started to. I originally did them in SketchUp, and then I would take the line art from the SketchUp model, and then I would color it in by hand, but lately I have started to do the shading in Blender. So I take the model that I built in SketchUp, and then I put it in Blender, and then I do the lighting and shading in there. But very different process that I am used to, and we've just discussed how I am with changing processes. So it is a challenge. It is a brain exercise. So I need more brain power to do it. Even though it's technically easier. But It's less tedious. I wouldn't say it's easier, but it's just less tedious. More brain power, but less hand power. But I'm still very much a beginner at Blender, so sometimes I mess something up and then it's like I have to just totally start over because I clicked a settings box somewhere that I can't find. I do like I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff that I can do in Blender when I have learned more. Yes, reflections as well. Reflections and shadows and lighting and all that stuff. But that's why all these are just kind of solid color backgrounds right now. This is a SketchUp background, but I'm trying to get it to look as close as possible. Like this is a Blender background, this one. This one. Thank you. I mean, I do like backgrounds. Some panels I can get away with having a solid background, but I feel like I have too many on this page. I have too many on this page. And it starts to look not as good. But it gives me a lot more leeway to do things with Blender because then I can do so many more angles. Because I just have to set up the lighting once. And then I can move it around as much as I please. Thank you. Yeah, I struggle, but I do like how it comes out. But it's a struggle bus. Struggle bus the whole way here. But thank you. Thank you. Get rid of these lines. I got all these lines in there. There we go. There we go. Wrong color. These pages, my layer system is a mess. I feel like I've gotten better at organizing, but this is not one of them. This is a disaster. This is a disaster area. we got there somehow. We got there somehow. Okay, I think I gotta call the quits because my hands are hurting and I'm not breathing right. I gotta lay down and maybe stretch a little first. Ugh. And take my iron fish. I don't know. I really would like to do a vlog, a summer vlog, but there's just been so much happening. I have not had the time. So maybe soon, but not that soon. Soon, but not that soon. Hello? Okay, well, if that didn't work, if that didn't work, I said soon, but oh gosh, soon, but not that soon. I wanted to do a summary vlog at some point. But I have other stuff that I gotta do first. If that cut me out, I don't know if it cut me out or not. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank y'all for vibing. I will see you later.